Yo, what's up, guys? Why Not Be Reckless, aka Why Not Be Cast. I'm one of the HCS commentators, and we have another HCS weekly report where today we're talking about Spartan versus the world, or specifically Spartan versus Abature and Spartan versus Ryanoob. We all know that Spartan is probably one of the more louder, most vocal personalities that we have in the HS, especially when it comes to social media. No matter what you think about him, the man is pure entertainment, likes to have a good time, and is not afraid to mince words with, let's be honest, anybody in the community. And we're gonna hone in. The first battle, if you will, of this ultimate war is going to be between Spartan and Abature. Now, this is not the first time that they've had words. It's not the first time they've even had words on Twitter. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I want to say, Spartan and Abature went at it on Twitter, and man, it was fun to watch, but it got a little personal. So to give you guys a little bit of background, Abature, there was GAs put in place, not allowing the mangler, sword, or the drop weapon mechanic to be used in tournament play. And one of the last players to continue using it, even though he doesn't use it anymore, would be Abature. Even though he wasn't using the sword, and even though he wasn't using the mangler, he was still using the drop weapon mechanic, and he was damn good with it. Like I said, not using it anymore, but Spartan not afraid to take to Twitter, and that's what really started this beef off to begin with, where they went at it back and forward, and now even spills over to today, or should I actually say October 30th, where a neighbor just posted a screenshot involving Abature. Spartan deciding, take a little bit of a jab, just, again, not a cross, just the left hand, it's a little bit of a jab, saying dropping weapon is so icy. David responds back saying, brother, not following GAs is weak, but AB didn't draw weapon last night while on my team. And then he says, I was joking, I was making a joke because the guy is horse. It looks like he says cook, horse, maybe misspelled the word cook. Not sure if he's a fan of horse meat. I don't know. I wouldn't eat it, but even breaking GAs. They go a little bit back and forward until Abature sees this and decides to butt in and says, been 3 months and you're still on my, and he misspelled the word duck. I know apparently Abature has exotic pets. At least I think a duck is fairly exotic. And for some reason, Spartan is on his duck. Spartan says, funny you say that, because I live in your head rent free. Shooting my body every single game I match against you, and you can't even make it out of open bracket. Sit down, you. And then misspells the word freaky, you freaky rat. I don't know. A little bit of misspelled there, but yeah, I didn't even know rats were freaky. But yeah, Mickey Mouse, he's a mouse, so you know he'd be getting down. You're literally delusional. You talk about me 100 times more than I even think about your Dumas, which is obviously French for college intellectual. Spend your time on something else, and maybe you will finally win after 10+ years. It looks like the thread ends there, but I assure you, it did not end. So Spartan quote tweets this, and we're gonna start a whole nother thread. Said, hey AB, I hear United is in need of a new fort, seeing as Snipe Down went back to Apex. You breaking GAs and not having any competitive integrity is just what they need. They took a free W game 5 versus Ascend. You'll fit right in. Good God. My man Spartan got an assault rifle. He got 36 bullets. Everybody's catching shots. He's sitting there like, he's sitting there like, everybody's catching shots, bro. And just to give you guys a little bit of a background story on this. So Ascend and United were in a game 5. Ascend, the rumor is, or if you will, for lack of a better term, Ascend, after that game number 4, had a big celebration, and during that celebration, one of the players disconnected a cord or something and caused some issues with the audio. So going into game number 5, that player, when it was supposedly tied to 7-7, stood up and said, I'm having issues. The rest of the team stopped playing, and the admins had instructed United to continue playing because this was a player caused issue. Now, from what we've heard, E United was still given the opportunity to redo the match again. From what we heard, I don't know exactly how true that is, but they decided not to, and the game ended up 50-11, obviously because Ascend weren't playing, and that's what he's referring to. And I guess in his mind, competitive integrity would lead you to say, no, we're going to replay this. We're not going to win that way. Eventually, that ended up knocking Ascend down to, I want to say, the elimination bracket, I want to say. Because I don't think that was pool play, but either way, it was a very important matchup, regardless. We're talking about at Worlds. So this I don't know, this was good. This was good. But I will say Abature handled it like a champ. Hit him with the I beat you in the last tournament I played without dropping weapon. Seems like you forgot. That was a good fire back. And then Spartan, he got that dog in him, man. The man's from Jersey. Us from Jersey, we could talk a little trash. He comes in with the, you beat me in a single elimination online best of 3, proceeded to travel to Orlando and get top 48. Oh, come on, man. So they go back and forward. If you guys want, I'll post the thread in the YouTube down below if you want to follow it. But they continue to go back and forward. And eventually it ends, I think, or tomorrow we'll see another tweet pop up. And the main thing is, apparently Spartan versus Abature is not done, even though this feud started 4 to 5 months ago. I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought this was dead. I would have thought by now, fist bumps. Hey, look, you said some things, I said some things. Let's move forward. Especially from Spartan's point of view, like he's on the top 3 team, and Abature's on an amazing team. Native Black is absolutely phenomenal and can definitely make it out of open back. I just feel like they're on 2 different levels, 2 different tiers. But no matter how you feel about Spartan, like I said before, the man is entertaining, man. He's not afraid to defend himself or defend the people that he loves. Because by the way, he is a loving person. The man honestly has a really good heart. He likes to have fun on social media, and social media is addiction. I'm addicted to it, I'll tell you. And is not afraid to speak his mind. And the things that others won't say, shoot, he will. I promise you, he will. And might as well go right into another battle that ensued between Spartan and Ryanoob. Now, this was gonna be a little bit harder to track because Spartan has since deleted those messages. That's on me. I should have done this video, yesterday, the day before. But either way, the tweet had I think the tweet originally something along the lines of I think he said I feel bad for the roster, but really going after E United, specifically the general manager Burns, who I from what I know from Burns, great dude, great genuine dude. I've had no issue with Burns whatsoever. However, Spartan's relationship with him obviously a lot different. When it came to him being him eventually leaving E United, he was on the bench for a while. According to him, he was lied to multiple times, and the org went behind his back and made it very difficult for him to ultimately leave the organization. And now on the other side, obviously Spartan, I don't want to say commodity because that's just a weird word to associate with a person, but the main thing is Spartan is valuable. He was a top 5 candidate in the league at that time, and he was damn good. He was damn good at Halo. So either way, his experience with Burns different. And Ryanoob says, "Holy spit," which obviously Jesus Octalugi. I've held my tongue for so long, but somehow day after day you still manage to embarrass yourself on here. We're going to be fine. And as always, you're delusional. And as ever, even with the ability of hindsight, do as you always preach and stay off Twitter for a bit. And multiple times Spartan has said, he has to go about the things the way of just deleting Twitter off of his phone. Only putting onto his phone when at events, and then checking Twitter once or twice a day. Because hey, it's an addiction. legitimately, like social media is an addiction, bro, and it's tough. Spartan then responded along the lines of, "Hey, look, I said you guys are gonna be just fine, but since you want to come at me, you know, I will say, I will say." He says something along the lines of, when I was on your team, we placed second, third, and fourth. When I left your team, you placed X, Y, and Z. Now I'm with FaZe, and I'm still placing better than you. Something along the lines of the common denominator, or I guess the one variable, it being me. Again, it's a little tough because the tweets were deleted. I'm just going off of memory. Ryanoob responds back saying, "Don't act proud about dragging John down to the worst placing he's had in years. Honestly, you're lucky he figured out he had to IGL because sheesh, man, it was rough for a while over there." Ryanoob not afraid to Ryanoob not afraid to go for the throat there. My gosh. Spartan responds back saying, "I'm not dragging. I'm not dragging him down." And then he brings up, he says, "Although I don't care about stats, there was one stat I think during the Cloud9 series where he says that his team went like 0.9 and he had a 1.2 OKD and different things of that sort." Then Ryan responds, "I say you don't care about stats yet. You have that on speed dial." Then saying, "Yeah, you." They're still going out of here. Or spent $500,000 to beat us by 5 and still lose to Native Red for top 3. Spending that much, teaming with John. Don't be happy about beating my old looks like abs. I guess he's in really good shape. Really good abs and they were beaten, I guess. Yo, Ryan be clapping, bro. Oh my gosh. And again, we're gonna go at it for a little bit here. Eventually, Spartan says it along the lines of, "Hey, look, you know, I'm just out. I'm just out here doing this for impressions, man. I'm out here just doing social media, doing my thing. You can't get in my head." Brian ends it with, "Oh man, I can't believe you're proud of these impressions. It's one of the worst qualities of society, and you're walking proof. Every time I give you the benefit of the doubt, thinking you're just impulsive, you go and prove me wrong time after time. You're proud how you are." Damn, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like Twitter beef, but sometimes it gets a little too personal, and yeah, it gets a little too personal, and that was definitely an example of one of the ones. It's just I don't know. I feel like it's like take a couple of jabs and move on, but man, they be cutting deep. They come deeper than any energy sword can. I promise you, bro. Either way, and the funny part about this is, like, coming from my side of things, I love Spartan. I think Spartan's phenomenal for the scene. The passion that he brings, you know, even the little bit of drama, and he plays the villain role really well. I think he's great for the scene. I love Abature. I'm a huge fan of Ryanoob. I think Ryan, the way he approached the game, and the fact that he marches to a beat of his own drum. I loved Ryan. I wanted to see him continue on United and continue to break the mold of what we expect to see when it comes to competitive Halo. And although I love drama, I think this kind of went a little bit too far on all sides. And hopefully one day we laugh this off. And in a few years, I promise you, Ryanoob and Spartan will end up teaming again. They were rivals before. They had some choice words for each other. End up teaming again. Now they're right. In a few years, they'll still be teaming again, and they'll be placing top 2, top 3, and top 4. But until then, this was your HCS Weekly Report. If you guys made it all the way down to the video, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Hit me up on Twitch. We stream almost every day, 10 o'clock in the morning, almost every single morning. Recorded these videos live on Twitch before going to YouTube. And obviously, I'm on TikTok and every other social media. So come all. Drop the follows and support your boy. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.